dear brothers and sisters in Christ. I hope all of you are having a blessed and meaningful season of Lent. Let us dive into the Word. In Luke chapter 6, verse 36 to 38, Jesus commands us to be merciful and reconcile with one another. And we all know that is not an easy thing to do, to forgive or to reconcile with someone who has wronged us. A common parable of God's mercy and forgiveness that comes to mind today is the parable of the prodigal son. And we all know this story, dear brothers and sisters. We know the younger son, in his recklessness, asks for his share of the inheritance and squanders it in a distant land. But when he hits rock bottom, he decides to return home, but he was not sure of how the father would react. However, the moment the father saw him, he was filled with compassion, and he runs to embrace his son with full of forgiveness and love. Dear friends, this parable mirrors the principles in today's gospel. The father shows mercy by not condemning his son, forgiveness by embracing him with open arms, and generosity by celebrating his return with a lavish feast. Dear brothers and sisters in Christ, Lent is a time in the desert. Just as how Jesus spent 40 days in the desert being led by the Spirit, we too are called to be led by the Spirit and allow the Spirit to lead us into a time of deeper reflection of where we are lacking. As we put to practice the 3 pillars of Lent, perhaps as we spend time in prayer, ask God to show us where are we lacking to show mercy. As we fast, is there someone that comes to mind whom we need to forgive? Maybe we can keep that person in mind and offer them up as we fast. Almsgiving? Maybe a person or even a ministry that requires our generosity, and not only in material goods, but maybe sometimes it just requires us to give more of our time and resources too. My dear brothers and sisters, we also need to bear in mind that when we give, we should not give with the expectation of receiving back, because what we give is within our capacity, but what we receive is within God's capacity. We can liken this to when we fill a jar or a container, say with salt. When we fill it to the brim, what do we usually do? We shake it, we knock it down, and then we fill it up some more. And we do this repeatedly until there is no space left for any more salt to be filled. Just like that, dear friends, it is said in today's gospel, a good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, will be poured into your lap. For with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. So, dear friends, I pray that all of us will have a meaningful time this Lent to reflect and ask the Spirit to reveal to us these areas where we need to show more mercy, forgive, and more generosity. Have a blessed and meaningful Lent, dear brothers and sisters. God bless.